Now we'll get to the round you want to see in a moment, but let's start off with this round from Heroic, where they're in a mid setup versus a low buy, up 11-10 in their elimination game versus Namiga. They leave the mid setup as you're seeing here, and they end up punishing the player in B apartments and getting their 5v4, further cementing how this round should be playing out. Now as this is happening, we're going to see Namiga boosting into window. Sunpie smartly backs out here in a second. He knows that versus a low buy, there's no point playing near this smoke, and he gets out of here. And we're looking pretty stable right now from Heroic. Sway tries to apply some pressure, nice movement from Youngster, and we now have a 5v3 situation. Now if I pause it right here, we're looking quite good for Heroic. He got Sun Pious. Well, he was good a second ago. He's watching this window cross, so no one can flank. We've got two players on B, one watching short and the other watching upper B. You've got the retake A player, Ings Floud, and then you've got Youngster watching the connector. So everything's really well covered right now. That is until Sunpius decides to move in here towards, and he goes down. And look what was happening while he tried to move in. We had Youngster checking connector, and we also had Xcloud here ready to trade off him and make sure that connector was definitely locked around. So nice move from these two A players, but Sunpius moves in way too quickly. Now this forces Youngster to make a move, and he has to go and fight this, which he ends up losing, and now the round is wide open. And look at the situation we're in when Sunpius goes down. The B players are not in a position to pick up this window area. They can't get over here into the market area and watch this crunch for Youngster. So Youngster now has to make the play that we just saw him make, because otherwise he can potentially get crunched up connector and then also up window, which is probably the most likely thing to happen here. Obviously Xflad can help and pick up connector like we see here, but then he's got to worry about the potential palace lurk out main, and he could potentially get caught off here. So Youngster makes the play that he has to make, and it's these kind of rounds that you understand just how snowbally Counter-Strike can be, because once Khan gets this kill, it's just so awkward right now for Heroic. You can see that LNZ does pick up this area. He's like, okay, I now have to watch this, but then he now has to go and watch upper B apartments with Tenya. So then Xfloud comes down here and he's now watching spawn. And then what we just missed here is a nicely orchestrated B split in this situation by Namiga. You can see Khan is aggressive here on short at the same time that his teammates are coming out apartments here, which means they're perfectly B splitting. Even if he goes down here, there was ready to be a trade in this situation. And then once you're on site here and LNZ shows himself, it's very easy to push up, get aggressive, and trade this player out like they did. You now have a 1v2 situation for Xfloud, and really with an AWP and 30 HP, there's not much you're going to be able to do in this situation. Alright, the round you've been waiting for, and it starts off pretty poor, and honestly, if it wasn't for the throw, Exit would be getting flame for this. I mean, look at where he is when this happens. He's just standing in the middle of Banana, spraying an unsilenced weapon. And yes, we have these flashes coming over the top from Falcons, but you have to trust your teammate here to support you if they do come through this smoke. But he just spams away. Look how where Nico's standing. He's not even close to one of Banana, and he gets the opening pick here for the 5v4. The round continues to play out, and Falcons basically walk onto an empty B bomb site here. Magis gets the bomb down and gets a lucky spam here onto Insani, giving them that 5v3 post plant you've all seen headlined on Reddit or wherever you like to keep up with Counter-Strike. I want to highlight one thing though. That Molotov we just saw safe throw, look at what it does to Falcons. Kixon was in this quad position, but when that Molotov comes out, he gets forced out to the pillar, Magis plants the bomb, and he heads over towards Dark. Now, Kixon in this situation, he could have easily moved back to quad. Look how much time he has. But the decision he makes is he wants to cross and try and get into the barbecue pit area, which caused him to get tagged up here as he's crossing. Magisk also doesn't move to quad. I don't know if it's the stress of the situation or they just thought that Molotov was going to last longer than it did, but everyone seemed allergic to this position, which is going to be huge as this retake snowballs. We have the two players in Banana who simply are way too aggressive here. All we needed to see happen is Munzi hold the angle and have Tessa swing off him or trade him to make sure that they lock down this area of the map. That doesn't happen. Tessa's ego swings and goes down, which is fully deserved playing like that. Although it will be said that Munzi is a little bit awkward here once the smoke fades on Coffins. He has to move out here and take a deeper line towards Banana, which he was in the process of doing. And even if he did miss this shot, Tessus could have swung if he didn't swing early and probably get that trade. But in reality, Tessus goes down first. And then all that has to happen in this situation is Munzi misses a shot, which, again, no one's perfect. You're going to miss a shot sometimes. And from this, look at the snowball. Because Kixon decided to cross into the water barbecue pit area, he is now completely open to Banana, which they lost complete control of. It was a fine position when they had Banana, but now it's a terrible position. He's forced to swing CT, because otherwise he's going to just get shot in the side of the head from Banana, the easiest crunch that MIB are going to have of the entire match. He goes down, and we now have a 3v2 retake with this double dark position. There's no crossfires in place for these guys because, again, they're allergic to the quad position. And once the first player in dark goes down, the second one gets found pretty easily, and the round just snowballs like that. But really, it gets pinned onto these two players in Banana and playing way too aggressive. If they hadn't gone down, you have a nice crossfire here between the Banana players and the barbecue player. And then if anyone tries to come at Coffin to try and shoot you in the side of the head or try and clear out this position, you've got a really nice angle to play off and get a free kill from these dark players here. Ideally, you don't need two people here. You probably definitely should have moved one over towards quad regardless, but really it all pins on this Banana thing, because if this doesn't happen, this position's good. You've got nice play off that position there. You can even see Nico here actually trying to creep out here to play off. Curzon, he knew what was going to happen here, but he just didn't get the angle. They go down and the whole thing collapses. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe.